it's Leah with Family Heritage Living. It has been a while, and I apologize for that. I want to do a video on the Hoosier series that I started several months ago before we went downstate. So today I wanted to pick up with doing one on our McDougall fifth leg. Now, if you've ever seen a fifth leg, they're very rare to see, very unique. They are out there, and there's a couple different models of them. First off, this is an older cabinet. The latest I can find that it was made was in like around 1914, 1915. They were made by the McDougall Manufacturing Company. And I believe we have 3 McDougalls, and I have come to, those have become my favorite of the cupboards. They're not as well known as Hoosier or Sellers, and they definitely were not done. I think what happened was they were kind of in manufacturing for furniture before the Sellers Company and the Hoosier Company. Now, hear what I'm saying, because Sellers was the oldest manufacturer of the Hoosier style cabinet. But I believe the McDougall Company had been out there for quite a while. Right after the Civil War, they started making baker's tables, and I love baker's tables. They are so hard to find, though. A really cool one is really hard to find. And then I did not realize for a long time, though, that they actually made cupboards too. They also ended up making a Hoosier style cupboard that most people are, familiar with, the enamel top, etc. But in this older style kitchen cabinet, like I said, the latest I could find that it was made was right around 1914, 1915. But it was made, it looks like it could possibly have been made as early as like 1875, 1880 era. They're really, like I said, they're hard to find information on. And they have a very familiar design for that time period, for the mid 1800s into the early 1900s. They don't have a lot of the bells and whistles that we're familiar with or that we come to expect when we hear Hoosier style cupboard, the options of flour bins and sugar jars and salt jars and all those things that just endear us to the Hoosier style cabinet. These are very warming and endearing in their own way. The reason it's called the fifth leg is this. It has a fifth leg. It's the center leg. And what happens here, on a Sellers cabinet, the enamel, the top comes out. Well, on this whole area pulls out. Now, it could be used for cutting, or it could be used for an eating area. I'm going to switch cameras here. My phone pulls back further than this one. I'm going to see how that does. Hopefully this will pick up a little bit further back. So anyway, so there's the fifth leg. That's the whole name there. On the top of the counter area here, the two differences in these cabinets is, one, you could get them with solid wood like that, or they came with a very shallow dry sink. The dry sink was about 3 inches deep, and that included the framing around it. Kind of impractical. If you've ever used a dry sink to wash dishes, you would see that it was impractical. It might be suitable for rinsing off vegetables, or if that was all you had, then that was all you had. But when we first got this, we actually thought, because we had never seen them with just a wood top before, that somebody had taken the dry sink out. Upon later research, we did find some advertisements and other fifth legs that had the particular wood top. So I don't know if this was an add-on later, if this was how they were first produced. If I had to guess, I would say that was probably something that was an add-on later when the dry sinks were not quite as necessary, nearing into the 1910s and 1920s, when sinks were starting to be more useful. All right, so these are actually drawers. They do pull out. We have an array of stuff stored in here, but each one pulls out like that, and that just slides back in. I'm going to pull back here just in case my camera didn't get it very good. Also on the top, you'll notice that I've got glass on each side. These also come designed where the two glass doors are together, and the solid door will be off to a side. And usually on those, you'll see that there's 4 drawers underneath that solid wood door instead of 3. And it comes all the way down, making the work area a little bit more narrower, but giving you a little more storage. Another neat aspect of this particular cupboard is, okay, again, you've got, when we talk about Hoosier cupboards, we're so used to the flower bins. And before the flower bins were an item in these cupboards, they would have drawers that would pull out, and they would hold. This actually holds a 50-pound sack of flour, and I know this because I put my last 50-pound sack of flour in it. And then there's even room back there. I've stored potatoes back there. Right now, I'm not getting my flour from our normal place, which comes in 50 pounds, and I'm getting it in 5-pound bags. So I haven't been using this particular drawer, but really a great design for someone who bakes a lot, especially in that time period. This particular McDougall has original hardware on it. I'm not so sure if the knobs are original. I have actually seen advertisements where the knobs are wood, but they were rounded. I've also seen them with the glass poles on them, which were very common for that time period. Down here, unlike the cellars, there is no pull-out shelf. There was a shelf at one point, from the best we could tell. Now, we have seen other cabinets, McDougalls, where there's no shelf. So, I mean, I could be mistaken, and it just may be the way it came. I apologize for the upheaval in there. It's life in the real world here. All right, so the center door, these are just obviously areas for jars and such. And this does not appear to have had a shelf in it. I have told Ron that I think I want one. You know, obviously I want one in here, but make it a little more organized. But right now it's just a kind of a catch-all. And then the drawers are just that. They're just our pull-out drawers. All right, so that's it on the 5th leg. You know what? Actually, there is one more thing here. Up here, in this area here, is where the nameplate would be. We actually have a nameplate for this one, and we kind of had to guess for a while if this was a McDougall because it did not come with a nameplate. But as we did our research, we did find that the McDougall company was the one who manufactured the majority of these. So, all right, if you have any questions, please be sure to comment below, and I'll be happy to answer them if at all possible. We have 2 smaller McDougalls. Those will be our next 2 videos on the Hoosier style cabinet. All right, so please let us know if you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share, and be sure to leave any comments below, and we will talk soon. Thanks. God bless.